Okay, another day, another reading, the page. We haven't broken the chain for quite a long time. Today is Saturday. We're gonna read another page of dictionary, and it's gonna be glorious as usual. It's every day. So if you stumbled upon this video, some strange, unexpected, and unexplained reason, the purpose of this video is to practice vocabulary, improve vocabulary, expand vocabulary, and improve pronunciation. Yes, so I'm reading this IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet, and looking how to correctly pronounce the words. And that is the sole purpose of this video. Okay, so let's go for it. Aluminium. See, aluminum, aluminium, aluminium, aluminum, alumnus, alumnus. The alumni of school, college or university are the people who used to be students there. Always. Before verb. If you always do something, you do it whenever a particular situation occurs. If you always did something, you did it whenever a particular situation occurred. Whenever I get into a relationship, I always fall madly in love. She's always late for everything. We've always done it this way. Always lock your garage. If something is always the case, way was always the case, or will always be the case, it is, was, or will be the case all the time. Continuously. We will always remember his generous hospitality. He was always cheerful. If you say that something is always happening, especially something that annoys you, you mean that it happens repeatedly. She was always moving things around. You use always in expressions such as can always or could always when you are making suggestions or suggesting an alternative approach or method. If you can't find any decent apples, you can always try growing them yourself. You can say that someone always was, for example, awkward or lucky to indicate that you are not surprised about what they are doing or have just done. She's going to be fine. She always was pretty strong. Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is a condition in which a person's brain gradually stops working properly. Am is the first person singular of the present tense of be. Am is often shortened to am in spoken English. The negative forms are I am not and I'm not. The questions and tags in spoken English, these are usually changed to aren't I. AM. AM is a method of transmitting radio waves that can be used to broadcast sound. AM is an abbreviation of amplitude modulation. And AM is a member of the Welsh Assembly. AM is an abbreviation for assembly member. Oh, okay. You know that? Assembly member, that's pretty cool. And amplitude modulation, that's what it means. AM, cool. I learn something new every day. AM is a written abbreviation for American. AM, or M. AM is used after a number to show that you are referring to a particular time between midnight and noon. Compare PM. The program starts at 9 AM. Amalgam. Something that is an amalgam of two or more things is a mixture of them. Cool. Amalgamate. When two or more things, especially organizations, amalgamate or are amalgamated, they become one large thing. The firm has amalgamated with an American company. The chemical companies had amalgamated into a vast conglomerate. The Visitors Center amalgamates the traditions of the old world with the technology of the new. Amalgamation. The governing body was created from an amalgamation of three organizations. Amass. If you amass something such as money or information, you gradually get a lot of it. We had amassed his fortune. How had he amassed his fortune? What am I reading? Amateur, 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 amateur. Oh, amateur, 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 amateur. Ah, that's how it's pronounced. Amateur, amateur. Cool. Amateur, amateur, amateur. Oh yeah, there's the Americans is amateur, but British is amateur, amateur. Cool. You know that. I always thought it's amateur, but it's amateur, amateur in British English. An amateur is something who does something as a hobby and not as a job. Jerry is an amateur who dances because he feels like it. Amateur sports or activities are done by people as a hobby and not as a job. The local amateur dramatics society. Amateurish, 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 amateurish. I like British pronunciation much more than American. Amateurish. That's nice and straight and pretty and flowing. Amateurish, amateurish. That sounds like going around scratching your right ear with the left hand. If you describe something as amateurish, you think that it is not skillfully made or done. It's approval. The paintings looked very amateurish. My own word, sentence. The British pronunciation of amateurish is pretty amateurish. Amateurism, amateurism is the belief that people should take part in sports or other activities as a hobby for pleasure rather than as a job or money. Well, I agree with that. I agree with amateurism in sports. Graham is a staunch supporter of amateurism. Amateurism, one isn't. It's ideology amateurism, and I like it. Amateurism, yeah. Why should people be paid for sports? It's a dumb thing to do. Amaze. If something amazes you, it surprises you very much. He amazed us by his knowledge of a Welsh history. The Riverside restaurant promises a variety of food that never ceases to amaze. Amazed. He said most of the cast was amazed by the play's success. Amazement. Amazement is a feeling that you have when something surprises you very much. Amazing. You say that something is amazing when it is very surprising and makes you feel pleasure, approval, or wonder. It's amazing what we can remember with a little prompting. She was an amazing good-look cook. Cook. Synonyms of amazing. Astonishing. An astonishing display of physical strength. Surprising number of customers order the same sandwich every day. Astounding. The results are quite astounding. Breathtaking. The house was breathtaking views from every room. The house has breathtaking views from every room. Amazon. In Greek mythology, the Amazons were a tribe of women who were very good at fighting. People sometimes refer to a tall, strong woman as an Amazon. Amazonian. Amazonian means related to the area around the river Amazon. The Amazonian rainforest. People sometimes describe a tall, strong woman as Amazonian. An Amazonian blonde. Amazonian means belonging to or connected with the Amazons in Greek mythology. Oh, that's so cool. I always thought Amazon, the shop, is going to the water, to the river. And maybe it is, who knows, but it also could be connected. So Amazon is a female. Interesting. So the personality of the shop, Amazon, the online retailer, is a female. It's a strong fighting female. Interesting. But also probably a river. Who knows? But it's pretty cool. Ambassador. Ambassador. An ambassador is an important official who lives in a foreign country and represents his or her own country's interests there. The German ambassador to Poland. Ambassadorial. Ambassadorial. Ambassadorial means belonging or relating to an ambassador, an ambassadorial post. Amber. Amber is a hard yellowish brown substance used for making jewelry. An amber choker with matching earrings. Choker? What's choker? Choker? Let's find what choker is. Choker. See this. So it's what? It's K, choker. Choker with K, yes. This should be self-referencing every word. And this is pretty cool because this learning dictionary, sometimes they're called abbreviated. No, what are they called? Self-referenced. I don't know, but every single word should have a definition somewhere else in the dictionary. So choker. Where is it? Choker. Choker. Choker is a necklace or band of material that fits very closely around a woman's neck. A pearl choker. Ah, a stupid name. They should have called it collar, or could have called it. What do dogs have? Leash, not leash. The dog collar. Alright, let's keep going. Ambidextrous. Someone who is ambidextrous can use both their right hand and their left hand equally skillfully. Well, I'm definitely not ambidextrous, but I use my right hand for some things like cutting, and I use my left hand for writing, but my right hand is stronger. That's weird. I'm not ambidextrous, but what if I use both hands? Is it ambidextrous? Does it have to be equally skillfully, or does it just have to be used for different things? Is there a different word for that? For if you're not equally skillful in every area with both hands? It's a point to find out. Ambience. The ambience of a place is the character and atmosphere that it seems to have. The overall ambience of the room is cozy. Ambient. The ambient temperature is the temperature of the air above the ground in a particular place. Ambient sound or light is the sound or light which is all around you. Ambient sounds of children in the background. Ambiguity. If you say that there is ambiguity in something, you mean that it is unclear or confusing, or it can be understood in more than one way. There is considerable ambiguity about what was part of the agreement actually means. What this part of the agreement actually means. Ambiguous. If you describe something as ambiguous, you mean that it is unclear or confusing because it can be understood in more than one way. This agreement is very ambiguous and open to various interpretations. They may not be fully aware of what they are voting for because ambiguous language on the ballot paper. Ambiguously. Zaires National Conference on Democracy ended ambiguously. If you describe something as ambiguous, you mean that it contains several different ideas or attitudes that do not fit well together. Students have ambiguous feelings about their role in the world. So, we had pretty cool words today. Which one was this AM, the meaning of AM? Amalgamate, that was a pretty cool word, that something is becoming big. And amateur was pretty cool. This British pronunciation is pretty amazing. And it's Amazon, and it's a woman. I knew that it's a woman, but that I didn't see the connection with the online retailer. And choker, that was a pretty cool new word. Choker. And ambidextrous, we have a conundrum here, because we don't know if ambidextrous only means as the definition, or it could mean other things as well. Ambience. And yeah, so those are all pretty cool new words. Alright, so if you watched it, then you watched it. Tomorrow we're gonna go again.